Yeah. Wow. It's Honest Trailer Commentaries. I put the clue for next one up at the top for that time. Yeah. This is the show where we talk about the Honest Trailer for Mission Impossible Fallout, what we were really thinking, what didn't make it onto the screen, and whatever other digressions we get into. Joe Starr, Dan Murrell.
Can't fight the friction.
Can't fight the friction. Yeah. Where does that sit with you? That or the Limp Bizkit cover of Mission Impossible? What's your fave?
I think just because it's newer, I like that. I can't fight the friction. That's the best trailer of the year. That first trailer for this movie is the best trailer still really all year that I've seen.
Joe, you a biscuit man?
Man, you know I gotta go with my boy first.
Yeah, you're like Red Lobster with those cheddar biscuits.
Oh yeah,
love it.
Oh yeah, can't get enough. Man, that song is a whole thing.
Which one?
The Limp Bizkit Mission Impossible song.
Yeah. I don't think it was in the movie. It wasn't, was it?
Either one. The credits.
I don't remember.
There's an instrumental version that I think perhaps was.
There should be a whole album of new metal bands covering.
Now they did their
Mission
own.
Impossible.
Yeah.
They did their own Mission Impossible style video.
Yeah.
On the cliff.
Where it's like, "Hello, Mr. Durst."
Sure.
Monster energy drink has been replaced with an explosive. We need you to chug. So yeah, we should probably talk about the movie at some point.
Yeah.
A fine film and a fine franchise. This is super fun.
Yeah.
Not my favorite Mission Impossible, but I'm the weirdo that likes the first one the best. I like the more of the whodunit kind of European intrigue, but now it's become like Fast and Furious on legs with no cars. But it's amazing. Like, it's incredible. I'm not complaining, although I am complaining. This is probably the best action franchise we have running.
I would agree with that. I'm the weirdo who likes 3 the best, but this was like
really
right up there, like 3, 5, and 6. 4's, I'm not as big on 4 as a lot of people, but for me, like 3, 5, and 6 are the 3 that I'm like right here. And then I like 2. I like the first one.
Yeah.
And then I like 4, and then 2 for me is like way down here.
What's the one where they got jump into the underwater thing?
That's the last one.
6.
That was 5.
Well, it's interesting.
That's
we
my
get into
favorite
this
scene from 1. I don't know if that's my favorite Mission Impossible movie.
Okay.
But that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Several minutes of a Mission
The
Impossible
super
movie.
dunk tank.
Yeah.
It's really leaning on your ability to remember what happened in past Mission Impossible movies.
Which has always been an Achilles heel for myself, I know, personally. Like, which one was that?
Right.
Oh.
As we just proved.
Yeah. And it's not too long ago that, like, did you watch them all for Cram It, or did you do Cram It?
I did the VO for Cram It, I think. I'm the least expert on our programming. It literally just like goes right out of my mind the second that it's done. But I believe, yes, I did the VO for Cram It, which helped immensely in remembering on a personal level what happened. And I rewatched the last one also in its entirety so that I could remember Solomon Lane and everything else.
That would have really helped. Because they're not, I mean, the plots kind of fall apart like most movies do if you really dig at it, because there's like quintuple crosses going on in this one.
Yeah.
And the apostles are so shadowy. And where does Henry Cavill have the time? Like, I barely have time to like do my laundry and work here, and he is like risen through the entire ranks of the CIA
While also
building a secret shadow network, writing manifestos.
Yeah.
You don't dash that out.
Hiring fake himself.
Yeah, hiring fake himself.
That's a lot.
And like, if he's gonna hire a fake himself to take out, why hire like the best badass martial artist in the universe who's gonna like take on? You better hope Tom Cruise can hold his own.
Were they supposed to kill that guy?
Yes, they were supposed to.
Okay.
So he's hiring a guy to
pretend to be the guy.
So that he'll earn the trust by killing the guy.
That's right. And
But he hired like
a badass
he
dude.
hired a badass
Yeah,
dude.
he hired he could easily have killed. Well, I guess not both of them, but definitely Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And then where would they be?
I mean, they should have hired a guy who's like basically tying his own shoelaces together, who's like, oh no, like just tripping over himself, and like that's the guy he should have hired.
That would have been good if it was like a Mr. Bean situation.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill kept hurting themselves trying to kill him. Bean. Yeah, Bean was just "Whoa," and then he'd like bend over and they'd bump heads. Johnny English.
Johnny
Excuse
English.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that'd be different. Slightly less beanie.
Yeah.
I
What
really
else?
want to watch that movie.
What else happened in this film? Tom Cruise obviously is a man on a mission to hang from the highest heights.
Yep.
Ever higher. He
Yeah.
hung out of a plane last time. Then he jumped out of a higher plane this time.
he did.
And then he hung out of a helicopter.
He did that jump like a ton of times too.
I'm sure.
The
yeah.
Halo jump?
The Halo jump, you had to
Yeah.
get the shot perfectly because you have to like rack focus on his face while the cameraman doesn't get enough props because he's jumping out of the plane
Right? Yeah,
backwards
with the camera.
With the camera.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
But you know, if that's the last thing you ever see, I think you had a good life.
Tom Cruise's ageless face.
Cruise's
he's been like,
smiling down on you.
Well, you know something's going to go wrong. Like, if I were going to do multiple Halo jumps with any movie star, it would be Tom Cruise. Because
Yeah.
you know he'd rescue you.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does. Like, Tom
Yeah.
Cruise is like, he's like an actual superhero.
Yeah. Sources say.
Sources say.
Well, I'm
Sources
sure
say
we
magic
have more to
powers.
say as we watch
Yeah.
the Mission Impossible Fallout Boys trailer.
The following trailer is rated S for spoilers.
Yeah, we had to do that.
I mean,
do.
the actual, I don't care that
We give away the
the
twist.
movie's old.
Pause. I don't understand why people watch these if they haven't seen the movie.
They do. It's if people get annoyed.
I've
that we
never
put-
understood it.
If people get annoyed that we put the spoiler tag on it, I will take the blame for that because it's me. Because we've been yelled at so much for spoiling movies. Even
Yeah.
though I agree, if you're watching the honest trailer, you probably should have. First of all, just from a humor standpoint, seeing the movie is kind of an important
does
part
help.
of it. It helps. It certainly helps. But we've been yelled at too many times for spoiling movies.
But people watch this before the honest trailer, which is also you're
That's
even
weird.
weird.
This is
You're
just
way-
layers
yeah.
of weird, you guys. we
That's
don't
odd.
understand it.
I don't understand you.
Yeah.
We're happy you're here.
Don't leave.
Yeah.
Don't
let's
leave.
keep going.
We just don't understand you.
When the world hangs in the balance, Tom Cruise will hang and balance in the franchise that keeps pushing him to top the last one until he dies making one of these, and we examine our own role in this deadly game of stunt chicken.
Learn how to fly a helicopter for this.
But until then, you jump from that roof. You jump good, boy. Woo! Oh God! Mission Impossible.
56 years old.
Fallout.
Yeah.
Really good transition.
Rejoin
Yeah.
the Impossible Mission Force on their most dangerous mission yet, getting their hands on some balls.
All right.
As
Yeah,
Ethan
right.
Hunt
We
loses
really
his
let-
balls, tracks the
maybe went too
balls
far with
down,
this.
and has his best friends and ex-wife work together to stop those balls from exploding.
But that's what. Let's
hands.
pause. This is what I think is fun about these. They treat this so seriously.
Yes.
They
It's
treat
their
these
nuclear
missions.
warheads,
It's
yeah.
the nuclear warheads that it's funny when you just like it, they really are just chasing around a bunch of balls.
Yeah.
Yep.
They got to get the balls. They got to get the ball out of the machine. They have to
Juggling
hide the
a lot of balls in
balls.
this movie.
They're juggling. Yeah.
Yeah, I do appreciate the balls because it was more tangible than the last 6 of them, which have been like the knock list, the rabbit's foot,
And it's
the-
it's never
yeah.
what you think it is.
Yeah, the Pantera's album. Like, there's just, I don't know. They always had these like stupid code names.
Yeah, no, this is just 3 balls.
Yeah,
Three
just 3
balls.
nuclear balls. Gotta get 'em.
3 radioactive balls.
You gotta catch 'em.
I can wrap my head around that.
Yeah, it's easy. They weren't like they didn't like at one point like crack open the ball and inside is a hard drive that leads to like an underground facility where the real balls
Oh,
are, but
this
there
is
were never
the
any balls
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's like no, there's 3 nuclear balls.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
And
can
you gotta
reach
get 'em
out.
back.
They're
You can
gonna explode.
You can reach out. You can touch them. They're real. Yeah, I get that.
That's what I
You can
always
grab them dramatically if they're about
exactly.
to fall from something.
That's what always drove me crazy a lot of times is like the A to it never went from A to B. It was always like A to Z to R
You need
to
the cipher
Y
to
to
decode
the
to
side,
7
to the thing.
the database
You get to-
that'll give you access to the database to decode the cipher.
You spend 30 minutes pulling off a heist to steal something that it turns out you never really needed anyway. So you could have actually skipped the 30 minutes of the heist and just gone, but you had no.
It's the friends we
it's-
made along the way. Dude.
Yeah. So I like the fact this is a very. They've got nuclear balls,
Yeah.
and we've got to get those nuclear balls back.
Yeah, these movies are really streamlined, or this one was really streamlined, despite all the twists and turns. And it's weird that like how did the last one end? Because this one opens with Tom Cruise just on a cot, just like lying down, like just like waiting for the next movie to start. He's like fully dressed and he's just so ready to go. And it's like, your mission, I've awoken.
The last one ended with them. They tricked the guy into the glass cage of emotion underneath the subway and gassed him, and they gave him over to the agents. And then Alec Baldwin took over the IMF because they were going to close it down again.
And they were like, "Thank you, Mr. Secretary," or whatever. And then,
Got it.
Exactly. So.
And then Ethan
he went straight to that cot.
Just went into
standby.
Went right back to that cot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a simple man.
Yes, he is.
He's like a dog chasing a ball. So let's keep going.
But know what to do if I caught it. Sorry. Joker.
I don't have enough hands.
Tom, buddy, we know you still got it. You don't have to ram it down our throats with the metaphors. You've seen every MI yet, so of course you were thrilled when Solomon Lane returned. No? You don't remember him? Well, you do remember the badass MI6 agent Ilsa. No, that's his wife from MI3. That's just some random cop.
Yeah, that was
That's
weird.
Katie Holmes.
They keep
Okay,
casting
that's her.
brunette.
And you remember
Vaguely
the
similar
evil
looking
syndicate,
woman.
right? That's Hydra. That's Spectre. Fine. Forget everything you never remembered in the first place, because our heroes are up against the Apostles, and they've got a plan to wipe out a third of the global population. That's Thanos. I said a third, not half.
They're gonna starve 1/3 of the world's population.
Look, movie, I'm here to watch Tom hang from stuff. We're 6 missions in, and I still call the Ving Rhames character Ving Rhames. Even the people
His
in the
name
film
is
seem lost his
Luther.
time.
Stickle.
That's only because I just watched it several
What the
times.
hell is he doing?
What the hell are you doing?
I don't understand what I'm involved in. What am I involved in?
Why'd you have to make this so fucking complicated?
Joining the
I've
gang.
always thought, by the way, speaking of people that look like people, Solomon Lane, I thought the first movie, particularly because he didn't have the beard, that he was going to be like Simon Pegg's brother. Like, does he not? He bears, to me,
does a
a
little bit.
striking resemblance to Simon Pegg, which legitimately, the first time I was watching 5, I was like, is that, did they put Benji in a mask?
Right.
Like, is that prosthetics?
No, that
did they
definitely
put
did
Simon
not
Pegg in bad prosthetics?
Yeah.
Like, they have this thing where they cast similar looking people in different roles. It makes it even harder. Like, Billy Crudup and Jonathan Rhys-Meyers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they were in the same movie, but I could easily get them confused.
Totally. And then the other thing we discovered in this film is that I sound like Solomon Lane when I'm impersonating Jason Statham.
Yes, yes, you do.
There will be a reckoning, Tom. Ethan. There will be a discovery. You will find that you are not able to stop the proceedings from proceeding.
Yes,
That is me doing Jason Statham, but actually Solomon Lane.
That's Solomon Lane.
So if there's any ADR he needs for the Mission Impossible 7, I'm your guy.
The problem with the you remember this guy, right? You don't? It's because we just met him in the last movie, and in the last one he's like real clean cut and he's got glasses, and now in this he like looks like the lead singer of The National, and he's just like got this huge shaggy beard. And so I was legitimately like, when I saw that initial awesome preview, I was like, who's the guy in the police truck that's turning on its side with the water? I was like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
But he's a big deal, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
a big bushy beard.
A great big bushy beard.
And I think we're gonna talk about Henry Cavill in a second, but like, I wouldn't mind if he came back. I wouldn't mind if he crawled out of that, like
with a hook in his head.
the hook in his head, off the cliff, onto the helicopter, which exploded.
Yeah,
his
two-faced.
character was set up in a way where I believe if he just like crawled back on the cliff.
And then you go Campy Bond, and he's literally called like Hookhead or something.
Yes.
Like, I'm fine with that.
Much
Super
more
fine
than
with
Darth
that.
Maul, he's the character that I would believe coming back with robot legs.
Yes. Definitely. That'd be terrifying.
Out of everyone, well, we're gonna talk about it more in a second. Let's keep going.
Let's keep watching.
Joining the gang, or if you saw the trailer, betraying the gang, is the secret agent August Walker, a role that cements Henry Cavill as
Punch
the
and
new
pose, I
king
love
of
it.
men's room scenes.
Just a fight in the boys' room.
He's a spy who could go undercover as anyone, from an NFL linebacker to Hagar from Final Fight. Complete with arms that require a
But
reload.
pause for a second. Like, the premise of this character is very stupid, but I love it. The sense that, like, the IMF does things too secretly. Now the CIA, we like to go in guns blazing, baby.
We like to send in this 8'4" Hulk.
Maybe if it was like the Army, okay, or the Marines, but they're like, we're the CIA, we bring a hammer.
No, you don't. You're the most chisel group ever.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Henry Cavill's bursting through walls like the Kool-Aid Man.
CIA! Everyone show me your hands!
I'm American.
That is not a secret agent. I'm sorry. It was cool to have the juxtaposition, but like, don't make him CIA undercover.
Johnny Utah was a better undercover agent.
Yes.
And he was posing as a quarterback.
As himself.
Johnny Utah was a better undercover agent as himself than Henry Cavill is as
John Lark / August Walker.
August Walker.
Which is like an anagram, I think.
Now maybe you solve it with like he's our last resort guy, when like sneaking around and blah 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 like ain't working anymore. He bursts through the wall and goes, "Oh yeah!"
But they mention in the movie that the whole reason that Ethan doesn't trust him is that he's literally, because he's John Lark and he's covering his tracks, but like he literally kills everybody that they go after. I'm like, so you're bringing that guy in instead of the ones that are gonna jab him with a pen or like drop something in his drink and then replace him with a full mask replica and no one will ever know. Like, no, let's also send the guy who's literally killed every informant we've sent him to track down.
We need to get the information now from his smashed brains.
He's just running around like in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the wedding reception, where he just runs and just stabbing everybody.
Seriously, he'll get there eventually. Just mashing heads together.
Yeah. The trailer thing was weird because watching the trailer, I remember being like, "Oh, well, there's like 4 or 5 moves left in this. Will they? Won't they?" That we just haven't seen yet, and it's like
him as the bad guy.
Yeah, and it's like, oh nope, he's just the bad guy.
Yeah.
And we already knew that.
It was so they did the dramatic reveal of him twice, which was bizarre because there's one where the audience knows because it's like he gives the unsmashed phone, and it's not much is made of it though. But like from then on, you know he's evil.
Well, yeah, because it's like obvious. He's like, it's Ethan Hunt, and then you're like, well, I know that it's not because it's not.
He's our special boy. We've been watching these movies.
So you're obviously the bad guy. But then, the movie keeps playing for 45 minutes like he's not. And then it's like, oh, he's the bad guy. I'm like, I know.
The dramatic speech. He starts monologuing like, gotcha. Like we got you.
Yeah, we were aware.
He knew the plan was to put Simon Pegg in a Solomon Lane mask. And yet, when Solomon Lane is sitting mutely in front of him in a chair, not speaking, he's still going to be like, I'm going to tell you my whole plan.
He's a hammer, Dan.
How about Solomon Lane doing them a solid by when they're swapping him out, like staying completely silent? I'm like,
oh, hey, they're moving me. August, they're moving me over here. Oh.
Like he was just standing there around the corner. Like,
they're pulling, it's shenanigans. Oh.
He was just completely quiet while they swapped him out for somebody else.
Of course, I declare shenanigans.
Anyways.
But he's a great villain. He was a good villain.
He was good, yeah.
Good villain.
Yep, but he was good by being like silent and mysterious.
Yeah.
That's not the most memorable thing from film to film.
But you know, out of everyone that I feel like they have set up to be the Ethan replacement, because I guess a few times Tom's been like, maybe I need to stop jumping off things soon, because it seemed like it was Rhys Meyers.
Yeah.
And then it
Jeremy
seemed like it was supposed to be
Renner.
Renner. And out of anybody, I thought it'd be interesting if it was Cavill in the next one, and Ving Rhames is like, man, you can't just like go in and just beat the shit out of everybody. And then he's like, I do things differently. What?
That would have been fun.
It could have been a fun movie.
Well.
Eh.
And then
now he's Hookhead.
It's just like him and Benji like just mouths agape as he just murders every single person at the party, like just steadily stabbing his way through. Wow.
Okay.
All right. Okay, keep going.
Complete with arms that require a reload. And a mustache so powerful,
Such a
it
dope
could
touch.
cripple the DCEU.
Needed
So
that.
you
There it
know
is.
it's going to go down when he finally faces off against his most brutal foe yet. Alec Baldwin?
It was weird.
Yeah, that was
Alec,
dumb.
if you wanted out of the franchise, just
And
disappear
he's
like
on the
Jeremy
record in the
Renner
movie being
did.
like,
More
he's their
apologies.
best contract killer. I think I'll take a run at him.
Yeah, he's full Seagal in a girdle in this scene. Just like,
And also right before this, he's like, wow, it's kind of fun being out in the field for the first time. Or not first time, but he's like, wow, I see why you guys like it out here.
Yeah.
So that's going from like, I walked on to the college team to just like rooting your way into the first team All-Americans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, that I'm sure that Baldwin was like, I gotta look like a man when I go down.
Yeah.
But like
And
that
Chris
scene
McQuarrie
should
was
have been,
like, let's turn out all the lights during your fight scene.
but that fight scene should have been he like throws 3 punches and Henry Cavill just picks him up and throws him into the sun, like off, out of orbit.
Good.
Just ha!
Yeah, like Skull Island, like the guy doing the heroic last stand.
Yeah.
It's like, whoop, whoop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, well, next time. Let's keep going.
Alec, if you wanted out of the franchise, just disappear like Jeremy Renner did. Or Paula Patton. Or Tandy Newton. Or Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. Or Lawrence Fishburne. Or Anthony Hopkins. Where do these people go? Are they the
Not dead.
apostles? So if you like the same
Pause.
Next movie.
That's because we talked about like they lean into stuff that you don't necessarily remember, but I think if you're going to, and this was supposed to be a bow on like the first 5 movies or whatever, which McQuarrie said it was supposed to be, like go harder. Don't just be like that lady is Max's daughter. Like go crazy. Like have Tandy Newton show up and be like I'm an apostle and just
Whatever to Kittredge.
play all your stops.
Kittredge?
Yeah, where's Kittredge?
Yeah, where's Kittredge? He had a huge bust.
Yeah.
He like got the knock list back.
Yeah.
And, nope.
The
Anthony
last
Hopkins.
scene should be Henry Cavill and he like wakes up in a hospital for villains and Jean Reno's shows up with his burned up face and he's like, I'll teach you how to deal. It's fine. Well,
And then he takes off a mask and it's John Voight.
Whoa. What? Yeah.
I think you just lean. We're not gonna remember any of it anyway.
No, I
so
think
you just lean in.
Leaning in was the problem. We did look at
We
us.
didn't
We're all
lean in
confused. Leaning in more would not have helped.
Yeah, smooth criminal lean right into it, right into that lore.
Too deep a
Into
lean.
a buzzsaw.
He leans directly into a buzzsaw.
It's Tom Cruise's next stunt.
Yeah, just let these stand alone, I think. Let's keep going.
Mix of intrigue and cardio as the last 5 of these things. And don't mind that they still lean on the mask trick pretty
Yeah, it's gotta go.
hard.
That's gotta go.
Or use the same Halo jump sequence as 2 other Bad Robot productions. Or have a weirdly similar ending to Return of the King.
This was odd. I did not catch this in the theater, but I was rewatching this and I was like, he's outside, he loses consciousness on a rock, it fades to white, he wakes up in a hospital bed, there's someone looming over him in a full face shot, he's asking what's happening, they're talking to him, and then his friends walk in the door, like this is...
The little librarian in your head started flipping through
exactly.
DVDs.
The Rolodexes, and like, this is Frodo waking up at the end of Return of the King. It's kind of weird. It's like, my friends.
There's actually a third ending where he's about to go board a ship with Alec Baldwin. And he's like, "Oh, my dear Benji."
Yeah. He
Just
goes
Simon
off
Pegg's
into the
sobbing.
West.
Ving Rhames is like the Eagles. He just gets on his back.
Fly with me, Ethan.
Fly with me, Ethan.
Yeah, it was very weird. Actually, there's a helicopter. It does. He's laying on the rock.
Oh,
and
there's
the
a helicopter.
helicopter's
That's the
going.
eagle. Oh,
Angela Bassett is the Eagles. It's weird.
That's awesome.
That's all I'm saying is it's really weird.
That is odd.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, the more you know.
little movie DNA.
I'm
there.
still stuck on Ving Rhames flapping his wings like an eagle and flying someone. I think it could happen.
Enjoy one of the best action movies of the year. Because the next one might be his last. You've given us enough. Stop.
Didn't they have to stop shooting for like 5 months?
Yeah.
From Swole.
A few weeks.
Thetan Hunt. I'm the Hat Man. Skeep up, Benji Mans Buttons. You know, because he's manning the buttons. It's me, Rebecca Ferguson. Hannibal Lectures. Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson? Wow, what a chameleon. Jack Tryon. And Fagner's
That's Wolf Blitzer's coolest moment.
Stunt
in
movie
his
Superman. Tom of Justice.
Have a seat. The Newbur River Valley.
Isn't in Ving Rhames' contract that he never has to stand up?
Well, good.
Oh man, he's the van guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Sits in
Luther
the
Van
van.
Boss, as we
Van
say in the deleted scenes, which will roll right now.
Starring Two-Face, Skyfall, Cool Runnings, Tom Possible,
We had a lot.
Luther Van Boss, Shuri.
This is a rough one.
Yeah, it's tough to give them funny
Well,
names.
hello, my name is Simon. Lukewarm Fuzz, Gentle Benji, Jane Bond, Faust and Furious, Ill
Don't remember her
Communication.
last name. Yeah.
She's got a
Don't remember her
license
first
to ill.
Elsa.
Beardfeld, Blosfeld,
You've used that
White
right.
Widow? Why isn't there a black? Oh, right. She's still white though. And Cruisin' for a Bruisin'.
That you would not survive that.
Ouch.
No.
Mission Impossible 6, OT Level 7. Falls Out, Balls Out.
Also a good one.
Fallout
get ready.
Boys.
Yeah,
Skyfalls.
Yep.
Skyballs.
Yep.
Mission
Impossible
Impossible.
because those are bad guys.
League
Yeah.
of Extraordinary Adrenaline.
really hard.
It's tough.
Can't fight the friction. Hey, why wasn't that song in the movie?
There was a cut where John tried to sing it, but
Didn't work
He
out.
did an okay job.
It's a tough one. Imagine Dragons is hard to crack.
that's who it is. I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
For those that are always like, what's it like in the writer's room? I'll tell you, this particular starring and title session was like an hour of us just silently glaring at our laptops.
Until we occasionally say something that might rhyme vaguely with something else.
This was a rough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was tough.
really rough.
Yeah, that's the last Mission Impossible trailer we did was for everything up until like through 5, and it was just tropes, you know. So we didn't have to deal with actors' names or character names, which it turns out nobody remembers anyways. So
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh well, I guess that's pretty much everything we had to say. What would you like to see as the trailer sell you on the movie stunt for Tom Cruise for Mission Impossible 7?
Oh God, for the next one, he outruns the Mars rover. Like on Mars, like he's actually he
probably pretty
actually
easy.
goes to Mars. No, I mean like
Oh,
he's actually
he's really
goes,
there.
like he's really there and in a spacesuit and just like running against gravity.
Okay.
That's the stunt I want to see.
I guess I want to see him tunnel to the center of the earth with his bare hands. He's got to beat like
Benji,
a machine.
how much time?
How much more time do I have?
Take a ride at the mantle.
Yeah, just rip his way to the core and then cannonball through it and out the other side.
See, we give Daniel Day-Lewis so much credit for like I lived in a cabin, but like Tom Cruise is like I did 700 Halo jumps.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, you had to act like Abraham Lincoln. So
no.
that must have been so hard. I broke my ankle jumping from a building.
And then I went to set.
Yeah.
They need to start doing the Jackie Chan credits for these movies where they just show
bloopers.
outtakes. Yeah, bloopers.
Let's say they need to hire Daniel Day-Lewis to play Tom Cruise in a biopic, and then he'll just have to shadow him.
And then he pulls off his mask and he's Henry Cavill somehow.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Just
MI7.
weird mask displacement.
Yeah, perfect.
I think they go out on a high note. They did good.
They did good.
They're good.
All right.
They did great.
That's cool.
They just stopped 3 nuclear bombs from going off, 2 of them simultaneously.
Yeah.
To wipe out every character from almost every different movie in the franchise at once. Like, they did great.
He seems to have found a new, similar enough looking wife. Or potential wife.
Yeah.
Yep. I hated that because in the last movie it was cool that they were just like, I don't know, we're spy buds.
Yeah.
And then this movie was like, finally they can love each other. And I was like, no, let me spy buds. I also would have been down if the nuclear bomb thing hadn't been a fake out.
There were a lot of fake outs in this movie.
I'm kind of down with the franchise direction being like, we have to
3
keep the world stable now that like 3 bombs went off.
That would have been interesting. Yeah, and it is the title is kind of a head fake because it's like, oh wow, they're gonna have to deal with the fallout from all of the things that went wrong that they screwed up in, but it was all a dream every single time.
All a dream.
You used to read
All a
Word Up
sweet,
magazine.
sweet dream.
Yeah, that's right. There was the other, the beginning fake out where he's getting married.
Yes, that's a fake out. Then like Ethan would have to like do something morally compromising for the greater good fake out where he's like shooting cops and stuff. Like that was a fake out.
That was also a fake out. Yeah.
And then the bombs going off. Fake out.
Fake out.
More like Mission Impossible fake,
Fake
out.
out.
Oh, the title was right there the whole time. Oh, man.
Too late.
All right. Well, you guys already got your clue, but we hope you'll come back next week for more hilarity right here, right now on Honest Trailer Commentaries. Bye-bye.